What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Beyond Dusk Show, episode 2. I'm probably not going to name out the episodes because I'm just going to be dropping these weekly. So just welcome to another iteration of the show. It's your host, Elvis. It's April 28th. We're here, and we're here to just dive into a lot of this stuff. It's been a really busy week in the NBA, and a lot of other stuff that's going along in the world, you know what I'm saying? So, but there's a couple things that were just in my mind that I really want to just talk about specifically. And I'm not trying to turn this show into like the I told you show, but I told you guys. And if you go back to every episode, I've only done one. If you go back to the latest episode, if you go back to the episode that I just did last week, and I told the prediction for every single round that has been going on so far, I've been correct. I've been right. I've been completely well, I'm not gonna say completely correct, but I've been pretty accurate so far as like the depictions and the predictions of what each round is gonna look like. And right now, I really do want to start with the Lakers. All right, the Lakers are now down 3-1 to the Wolves. 3-1. And if you hear me sniffling and stuff like that in the mic, is that these allergies are rocking me, bro. I probably sound really terrible, but needless to say, I'm definitely not down bad like the Laker fans right now. There was a lot of people that hit me up last week's episode and I said that the Wolves are probably going to be the ones that beat them. And there you go. Exactly what I said last time. Again, I'm not trying to turn this into the I told you so show, but the Lakers do not have any defense, and it proves it's shown. They do not have a single point of attack defender. They don't. Anthony Edwards went for what, 43? Like what do you go for? 43? Like that's insane. That's in the first round. That's a big deal. And for a young player like that, I'm not gonna say that he's not built like that, because we all know that Anthony Edwards is a dog. But they have no defense, and this is what I was talking about. It's awesome to have Luka and LeBron and like this fantasy lineup of these basketball gods put together, and like you're like, oh, they're gonna be unstoppable. But I think people tend to forget that basketball is a really a much deeper game than that. Basketball, obviously, there's a lot that goes into that. You can't just put two powerhouses together and expect to win. We've seen that fail more often than not. I feel like people like forget that, and I feel like this is also a really good segue. But look at Damian Lillard in the Bucks. Damn, shout out. Prayers out to D Lillard, bro, because damn, man, that sucks. Torn Achilles, that sucks, dude. And honestly, I feel, not that I feel for him, because I don't know what that feels like, but I do feel really bad for him. I like Damian Lillard. He's a pretty like stand-up guy, like I've never seen anything that makes me not like him, I guess. But Damian Lillard, man, prayers out to him. Hopefully he gets, he comes back as soon as he can, and I hope that his game is still like pretty good. Like I hope this is not one of those things where he's never the same again after that, because that would majorly suck. That would suck big time. So back to the Lakers. I think right now is a really good moment to just start thinking about what exactly did the Lakers go wrong, and where did they go wrong with the whole trade and all that stuff. And I mean, look, I think that Dallas really did make a huge mistake with trading Luka. I want to just say that before I actually get into my topic, into my point. But I think where they went wrong is not where most people think they went wrong. Most people are like, how dare you trade Luka Doncic? Like, how could you do that? But I'm actually, I don't want to say surprised, because everybody was surprised. But Luka has been showing many signs of like disruption, distraction, drama, diva, all of these things into one, and people love Luka, like Luka Magic and like the golden boy. But if you really just peel back the like onion layers about who Luka Doncic really is, he is a big crybaby, huge crybaby. And there's a lot of people that actually that agree with this, and I know some of you who may be listening to this right now will agree. Luka Doncic cries on every single play, and he has the worst effort and body language of any superstar that I think that I've ever seen. Ever. And I used to think Steph Curry had bad body language sometimes. And LeBron, with his passive aggressiveness, unmatched. But Luka Doncic is on like a different level when it comes to that kind of stuff. He cries and complains when he doesn't get calls, and then he completely stops the play while everybody else is running the fast break, and it's always a 4-on-5 for the other team. And he doesn't look like a good teammate. The way I mean, I don't see him talking to people. I just see him. He has like a LeBron-esque kind of approach when it comes to teammates and holding people accountable. It just looks like it looks like he's not the best leader per se. And I think that Dallas saw that. And I think Dallas is like, hey, like, we don't want to deal with this later. We rather get rid of that now. And they took a swing on Anthony Davis. I would have thought, or I used to fear the Lakers when they had Anthony Davis. If the old Lakers with Anthony Davis matched up with the Warriors right now, I would actually bet on the Lakers. Anthony Davis was the reason why that team was as good as it was. And I don't think people are actually ready to have that conversation. Anthony Davis was the reason why that team was good as it was. And sure, of course, LeBron James has his credit. LeBron is LeBron. That's not, we're not going to take anything away from the GOAT. One of the GOATs, right? But LeBron is going to do what LeBron does. It's that second star player, right? It's that second star player, that third star player. Like, what can you really get from value from the others? And LeBron and Luka are virtually the same player. Luka has just a little bit more outburst of scoring than LeBron does. But in reality, they're both ball dominant big guards. That's all they are, with zero defense. Well, now in LeBron's career, zero defense. You would hope that Luka could play some form of defense, something. But no, this dude is just a cone. People are just line driving right by him. Like, yo, get in a fucking stance, bruv. Get in a stance. Do something. You're six. Well, how tall is Luka? What, 6'8", something like that? Like, dude, you get paid to be in the NBA. You are a paid athlete. Go run some fucking laps, man. Like, what the fuck are you doing? There is no reason why you should not be an okay defender, at least. And I don't want to hear it that all his effort goes in the offensive end. He has LeBron now. That's not an excuse anymore. Are you gonna be a good defender, or are you not? And if you're not, this is as far as you're gonna go. Every year in the playoffs. And I know that I brought up Curry a couple times. But one thing that I know for sure is that Curry, although he's undersized, he plays defense for his position. He plays defense. You never see him get cooked like how Trae Young or all these other young guards get cooked. He actually puts up an effort, as much effort as you can at 6'2" versus 7-footers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he puts the best effort that he can. But that's already more than enough. More than enough, and more than what Luka already plays right now. There's not enough defense that's played on that side of the court for the Lakers to be contenders, especially since you have a fucking 60-year-old LeBron. I'm not surprised that this happened. The Timberwolves have pretty good offense. I'm not going to say the best offense, but they had really good defense. You're not going to make it that far in the playoffs if you have bad defense. That's common sense. And I don't understand why people were making this, oh, Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5. Dude, everybody in the West is so close to each other. Like, come on. Like, this was not going to be an easy easy round to win. And I think that's where the Lakers really, really fucked up. They may have thought that this was just an easy team. Oh, we're going to just get through the first round and then we're going to have to start trying. No, man. Everybody in the West right now could easily be a top 3, 4 seed, 5 seed, or something like that. All good teams. And the Lakers should have known that. Lakers were 3. But anyways, look, what I think that the Lakers need to do is, I just saw a post on Bleacher Report that they were just saying that they need to get, we need to get Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is the center with the highest chance of being on the Lakers next season, something like that. Also, yo, how are the Lakers getting everybody that they want? Like, I feel like if the Lakers want somebody, somehow they're able to get them. Like, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. But anyways, that's it. The Lakers are done for this season. I think they just need to add a little bit more defense on the roster and add more shooting around Luka Doncic and LeBron James. LeBron James last season is next season for sure. I know that people may not think that, but I honestly do think that. I think he's done. Like, he's like, yo, I'm dragging. I need to pack it up. So, I think they just need to give it a one last good hoorah. Add shooters, add defenders, and add a center, and then just see what Luka could do for you. Yeah. Dallas, on the other hand, pray that your players are healthy. That's it. You have the 2 awesome players. What the fuck was that? What just happened? Okay. Anyways, I don't even. Moving on. Let's talk about this Warriors game tonight. They play in about an hour. It sucks being in the East Coast and they have West Coast times, but it's fine. We'll tune in. I'm trying to make this like a little ritual because it seems that every time I record something right before the game, they play really good and they win. So I'm gonna continue with that. Hopefully, maybe I have to break that tonight. My predictions for tonight, honestly, I can't tell you what I think is gonna happen tonight. 2 things can happen. They either win or they lose. Right? No, but I think that the Warriors have a really good chance of ending this series tonight. Ending this series. If they go all out on this home front and this home defense that they have right now, this home stand, if they go all out and win this game, the series is over and they could kind of like take a deep breath and move on. But if the Warriors lose this game, I think that this is going to a game 7. So I really hope that the Warriors make a really strong effort to end this shit now. Do not prolong the series any longer. This is already a really tough series to watch. Watching all that defense, the way that they're grabbing each other is crazy, dude. So I don't know what to expect. I know Jimmy's coming back, but to what capacity, right? Is he more like a, hey, I'm going to be a decoy, or is he more like or is he back 100%? I don't know. I really hope that he is back fully though. It's gonna be tough. Every single game in the series has been tough. Every game, and we're finding productivity from random people, from GP2, from all different sides, and I really hope that they can pull something out like this. By the way, if you want to make some money tonight, bet under 20 for Steph Curry. I guarantee it. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. Bet under 20 for under 20 points for Steph Curry. This is giving me like Boston Celtics game 4 vibes, you know? And when Curry went ballistic on game 4, that championship run, Game 5, I think people forget he had an awful shooting game. Game 5, I think he scored like, I don't know, I think it was like 20 points or like flat. And they won the game. They still ended up winning that game, funny enough. So bet under 20 points for Steph Curry, and send me at least 10% if you actually do that. Anyways, one last thing. Jonathan Kuminga was put into the game after I begged and pleaded. Is Steve Kerr watching these? No, I'm dragging it, right? Who the fuck am I? Nah, but Jonathan Kuminga getting some run is something I'm really happy about. What I mentioned before is that maybe this could give him a little bit more of like energy and boost to stay with the team, because I'm not sure if you do not know, Jonathan Kuminga's, I think, agent came out and said that he's looking to not sign an extension with the Warriors during the summer, that he's looking to move to a different team. And during that time, Jonathan Kuminga was DNPs over, like, I think like 4 or 5 games straight, like DNPs, and he's completely healthy. So I was hoping that that Steve Kerr will give him at least some kind of playing time, something meaningful to like give him a nice like, hey, maybe if I do stick with this, I can be an important piece to this team. So last game he was playing. He didn't have the best scoring game, but he played awesome defense on Jalen Green. Awesome defense on Jalen Green. And that is really what the Warriors want. The Warriors ideally want Jonathan Kuminga to be an extremely way better version of GP2. There's no reason why Jonathan Kuminga cannot do what GP2 did last night. There's no way. There's not a world where GP2 is better than Jonathan Kuminga. Easily. Jonathan Kuminga clears him in every aspect. Maybe not defense. But Jonathan Kuminga also has the attributes to be a better defender than him. And I think that's where the frustration for the Warriors come in. It's like, dude, play defense. We need you to be a point of attack defender and just play within the system. You don't need to be a 25% ISO, 25 point per game ISO score. That's not what the Warriors need from you. Clearly, they don't need you if you're sitting on the bench and we're still winning games. Make that click in your head, dude. Come on. And I think that he's starting to understand that. He stuck Jalen Green the whole night. Jalen, I think he shot for like what was it, 6 for like 18 or something like that. Something really, really good for the Warriors. And we need to see that more from Jonathan Kuminga, especially if we're gonna go on a run, right? Like, let's think ahead. Who's guarding Ant? Who's guarding Ant next round? That's something that you have to really consider. Moses Moody is good, and honestly, he may not fare that badly against Anthony Edwards, but we need all hands on deck at that point. And if we need Jonathan Kuminga bought the fuck in. Oh, QP, man. If you don't know who QP is, Quinton Post, I really implore you to check into the next Warriors game and just watch that. Quinton Post, I am such a huge fan of Quinton Post. Quinton Post, if you don't know, is a center rookie for the Warriors who was drafted in the 2nd round. Some guy I think he's from where's he from? He's Dutch. From wherever that's from. Wherever he is from. I know he's Dutch. And he's just a 7-footer that has the fucking ratchet, bro. The way that he shoots the ball it's oh my gosh. Like, I don't even care when he misses. Like, I really don't even care. It's just the release, the tenacity that he has. Like, it's such a beautiful thing to watch. And he's a 7-footer. Oh, man. Look at me. Glazing this dude. This guy is great. And he's a rookie. Last game, he went like 1 for 8. Last game, he went like 1 for 8. But I wasn't mad at it. Like, all right, look. Bear with me. If you're a hooper, you know. Right? Like, if you're a shooter, or if you know somebody who's a shooter, it does not matter if they miss however many shots. They are going to shoot that thing with confidence, like if he just made 50 in a row. And Quinton Post does that. Quinton Post shot like 4 or 5 threes in a row last game and burnt them all. And then when I think it was Draymond or somebody passed him the ball, like it was like a swing. It came from like the corner swing, and he caught that, and without hesitation, he just pulled that shit and cashed it. I'm like, yo, this kid is this kid. We're probably the same age. This guy is he's just fearless, dude, and he has a tenacity. When he makes a shot, when he starts screaming, like I just get so much energy. I'm like, let's go, bro. Like, oh my goodness. Look, I cannot say enough about Quentin Post. And honestly, I'm talking about his shooting, and he only hit like one shot last night. His rebounding and defense last game was awesome, dude. I don't think I've seen that from him, and that is really awesome and good for the Warriors moving forward. If he could string those a little bit, those games together, if he could string that more often back to back, the Warriors are going to have a really good replacement for Kevon Looney, because Kevon Looney is shitting himself. Kevon Looney cannot play in the series. Kevon Looney cannot play in this series. Steve, I'm sorry, and I love Looney, dude. I love him. But, jeez Louise, this guy is like, it's kind of like embarrassing to watch. Just how like often he's just like not. He just doesn't look like he's ready. I did want to have a conversation, and a pretty serious one. And again, I may be biased as a Warriors fan. Maybe. Yes, I am. But if Steph Curry somehow pulls off this ring this season, let's say he just somehow pulls it off, beats OKC, beats the Cavs in the East. Let's say he pulls it off. Are we good to say that Steph Curry is better than LeBron James? Think about that for a moment. If Steph Curry wins this ring this year, is Steph Curry better than LeBron James? Because I'm going to tell you my answer. And I think I'm speaking from an objective level. And I think it makes sense. I think, of course, that he has to be better than LeBron James at that point. Of course he has to be. They're both in relatively the same era. They're both battling against each other. They both have 4 rings. Right? Like the tiebreaker of that kind of decides, like, yo, who really ran the 2010s? Right? Like, who ran that? Who ran that time period? The 2000s, 2010s. Well, really the 2010s. Who ran that? And to get one more chip in the middle of the 2020s, like, I think LeBron James is overall a better player than Steph Curry. But like when we're talking about like GOAT conversation, like who ranks and what, I think this has to bring LeBron. That would bring LeBron down some. I don't think that LeBron will be. I don't think you could call LeBron the GOAT if Curry wins. And that's weird, right? Because it's like, oh, but what if LeBron, or like what if Curry? Why does it decide with Curry? But I think that if you have somebody else in your era that wins more than you, how can you be the GOAT, or how can you be the greatest? So that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. I do think that LeBron James is the GOAT. Like, I do think he's the best ever. I think he's better than Michael Jordan. But this will kind of put it in context for me is like, yeah, somebody came to your era and somebody won more than you. That just doesn't. You can't be the GOAT and then and win less than somebody in your own era. That just doesn't match up or make sense to in my brain. So, yeah, that's my little take on it. I am extremely excited to see what's going on. I am more nervous than ever for this game that's about to be played tonight. That my fucking dog knocked over my whole shit. So my bad if like the camera placement looks a little different. Where was I? 2 more things I want to talk about really quickly. Somebody was bothering me about that. I wasn't speaking about the Nuggets and the Clippers. That's the best round of the series so far, in my opinion. Though, oh my gosh, that is just great basketball, man. Honestly, that's like one of those things where I'm like, yo, I hope this series never ends. Like, I hope it goes to like game 10, because every single game is so good, man. Yo, Jokic. is he just hands down the best big man ever? Like right? Like Shaq, Kareem, all of these, like he just shits on all of them. And I think that might be a little bit crazy to say, but I think the only thing that's holding Jokic back is like defensively. But fuck, dude, his offense is like, at this point it doesn't even matter. Like I don't care that he doesn't have defense. Like I don't care that he can't jump over a little piece of paper. Like he is just that good. He is that good. I don't know. There's this clip going. There's this clip going around of Jokic subbing somebody mid game himself. He's like, this person get off and this person come back into the game. That is the type of time that that Jokic is on. That is the type of time that he's on. Like, if you're not one of the GOATs just from that, like, I don't even know what to say. And he only has one chip. And he's already the best big man in my opinion. Already the best big man. That dude is different. Different. Completely different. Oh, man. But anyways, that's all the basketball related stuff that I have. I did want to just kind of just diverge a little bit and jump into something. As you can see right here, this little Sonic with a PS5 controller. I'm super big on video games. I'm a huge video game head. I play everything. I play The Last of Us all the way to whatever. I'm super huge in just video games stuff in general. But I feel like I want to just diversify the episodes. Like I just want to talk about whatever. Doesn't have to be just basketball related specifically. And The Last of Us is honestly one of the pieces of media that I've loved for a really long time. I want to preference this by saying that I'm a really huge fan of the video game. Part 1 and Part 2, beautiful pieces of media. I love both of them. I know that Part 2 is a big controversy. A lot of people didn't really like it. The whole, I'm not going to spoil anything. With The Last of Us, and spoiler warning, by the way, before we go into that, for episode 2, what I've just found really frustrating with that episode is not the fact that they switched over Dina, switched Tommy and Dina to go into the cabin with Joel. There's a essence of grittiness to The Last of Us that kind of just gives it its tone, and just little things like the scene in the game where Ellie's coming out of the water, to that girl that's playing that PS Vita game, Hotline Miami, right? And she like stabs her in the throat, and it's like real, like it looks super realistic, and it just looks like gross and nasty, and you kind of just you kind of like squeal a little bit by just like how grotesque it is, like how easy the knife goes into her neck, and like little things like that, right? That are just make you a little bit uneasy. And I don't know if this was like a design choice specifically by the director of the show, to kind of like tone down the grittiness, the grotesqueness, right? And something as simple and something as little as in the video game where Tommy gets like hit like 4 times in the head. When they find out that that's Joel, they're like ping 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 ping, and then he just like falls over. Like something small as that like really gives that scene like heaviness, like it really makes it weigh a lot. Like, man, like this moment is big. Like I feel this moment on my shoulders, and I just found it super weird that they're like, hey Dino, we have this magic liquid that's gonna put you out for only an hour. Like like it just completely removed me from there. I'm like, yo, these people are like serious, they're dangerous, they don't even know who they are. Like, what are they gonna do? No, we have this little thing that's really non-lethal, that's just gonna put you to sleep for 1 hour, okay? Gives her the injection, she goes to sleep. Like, yo, take a bat and bash her in her bean, bro. Like put her out. Like, make this serious. Make me believe that this is something serious for Abby. Make me believe that she really wants this, no matter the cost, right? Like, make me believe that. And I feel like they failed with that. And the reason why the show is kind of disappointing me a little bit is because I'm afraid that they're going to miss those little key marks. there's a moment in the game that I would really love for them to kind of like remake and recreate in this show. And there's a moment where it's like one of the flashbacks where Joel and Ellie are like going through like this hotel, like looking for these kids, and they fight like a bloater. And it's completely missable in the game, but if you're like running and somehow the bloater catches you after a certain amount of time within the game, within that like fight, like the death animation, you like if you remember the death animation, it's like right before the bloater like rips your face off, like it cuts to black, like it's like oh you almost made me watch that kind of like grossness. But this time in that scene when the bloater does catch you, he like act like you could see him like slipping off her face, and she's like fighting for like just an extra 2 seconds, like an extra second and a half, and you're watching and you're like, oh wait, like I'm not like this is not the regular death scene, like what's happening. And like he gets a hold of her like jaw, like for a split moment where he's gonna just rip her face off, and Joel comes out of nowhere and just blasts him, or I forgot what Joel did. I think Joel hit him with like an axe or something, and just started chopping him up to pieces or something like that. But those are the moments that I'm talking about where I really hope that they capture, where it's like, yo, like you were just a millisecond away of watching this young person get their face ripped right off their body, like really gross, right? But just right before it got gross, it it scared you, right? And I think those are the little things that are missing about this show, or at least in that episode that made me think about those rest of those moments. Like I hope that they don't shy away from it, and I hope that that's not an intentional like decision. Like I think that the essence of The Last of Us is more of like that gross, like really brutal world. Like this is a brutal world, and the show hasn't really portrayed how brutal the world is yet, you know? Like that fight with Tommy and the bloater. Like I was hoping the bloater just grabbed him and like threw him, or like, you know, like I was hoping like it got like real messy a little bit, like make it gross. Like let him like stomp on him or something. Like make it like, you know, like just make it gross somehow. And by gross, I'm not just saying bloody, like make it visceral, I think that's the word I'm looking for. But I'm excited for the show. I think the show's been really good. I just hope that they really catch those little like beautiful, intense, and like high energy, high anxiety moments. I love that Jackson got raided by the zombies or whatever you call them. Like I love that. I thought that was so cool. And it just kind of put weight again. And one of my biggest complaints with season 1 was that like the zombies are like nowhere to be found. Like in the game you fight them all day and night, but in the show it didn't really feel like anything besides that one sniper. That was it a sniper episode? But that one episode where they're like running down the street and they're being chased and whatever. But anyways, I kind of want to leave that there. I want to start introducing a little bit more of like just other media besides basketball. But those are my thoughts about The Last of Us. NBA was going on right now. And, you know, I'm just going to fill the content up with more. Please keep a lookout for next week. A lot of my friends were suggesting that I did like a longer game breakdown, which is something I'm definitely going to get into. The problem is that I take down game notes when I do watch the game, but then I have to rewatch it. I have to rewatch the game to pick up things that I missed. So I want to make sure that it's like, you know, solid game breakdown so I can tell you the story of what's going on. So that's that. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thanks so much. I feel like it's a little bit on the longer side, but, you know, I'm just throwing a little bit more things in there. I am going to be anxious for the next 20 minutes until the game starts, and hopefully the Warriors can take this. I know I didn't talk about the Knicks, but I don't think that there's need to talk to the Knicks. The Knicks are taking care of business. The Pistons don't have any reason to be competitive against the Knicks. So this is what I expect from them. And I do have tough love for the Knicks. I do. But yeah, once again, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed, let me know. If you didn't enjoy, let me know. If there's anything that you agree with me, disagree with me, have any suggestions. I look like Mr. Potato from Toy Story. Let me know. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.